Hello everybody, and welcome to the Fundamentals, week 4, week 4?
Yep, week 4.
Week 4 update. Sorry for the delay on the update. We had a couple different things going on, but we're just now finally getting ready to get back into the action. So we have some pretty standard things this week. We do have some time constraints, so we may not get to the call-in portion of our stream today. But without further ado, I'm going to pass it on over to Brian, who's going to give us the recap of last week's game. Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you, Beagle. So it was a really exciting week this past week. We had some major blowouts, and we also had some very close calls. So let's get right into it. So first, let's get into Never Give You Up versus This Is George, which was the largest blowout of the week. Not by much, but it was the largest blowout. No surprise here. But we'll see that it was a 140-point differential. That is a lot.
That's a big
number. No
number.
surprise there. That's a 140. Just think about how much 140 is. Just like,
yeah, that's a big differential.
Like if you put up your fingers, it takes you a while to get up to 140. Next, we got the Vanderscoots, recently named changed as of last week, and versus It's Me and Mario, which was a 137-point differential, which is pretty close to This Is George versus Never Give You Up Rickrolled, which is embarrassing. So, going on, we have a 96-point differential with who is it? Why Is This a League versus Basket No Balls. This one was a little bit of a shocker to see a 96-point differential with Basket No Balls pulling off the win here. And I think it really, comes down to... well, Mike, would you like to talk about it?
I mean, my players played very well, so I crushed Why Is This a League?
Very well said. Well said.
Yeah,
Moving on.
Exactly.
So,
why did you lose last week, though, Brian?
So we're going to skip that one, and we're going to move on to Leave Britney Alone versus Team I Miss Mayberry, which was a nail biter. It was a toenail biter. Like, I was chewing my toes watching that one. So, excuse me.
Too many toenail tuckings in your throat?
Yeah, some leftover.
I'm pretty sure I called it was going to be everybody said it was going to be a pretty close
nobody
match,
cares. So it was a 5-point differential, which was crazy close. But I think we all knew that Leave Britney Alone was going to be coming out on top with this one. Although I don't think we expected Team I Miss Mayberry to put up so many points, which is exciting. We'll see what they do in the weeks coming up. And I guess we'll talk about Hidden Valley Ranch versus Aurora's Own, which was fucking embarrassing, if I do say so myself, with Aurora's Own really coming out on top there. And I think what it really came down to was Ninika Ogwu Mike putting up 131 points, which was the highest for the league. Now, coming up with a second close with most points for the league on Team It's Me and Mario, who ended up losing, that I also cannot pronounce. It is
I believe that's Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin in the WNBA, which is really exciting to see. Really branching out. And then who was it? I don't know. Ezzy Magbegor putting up 115 points. I never give you up. Rick Rolled, who won by 140 points. So I don't think that many points was needed. They have a pretty solid team. Against this is George. They probably could have benched her and still probably would have won. Back to you, Beagle.
All right, thank you. So next up, we're going to look at our standings. Obviously, going into coming out of that week, currently out in the East Division, we still see sitting up top the Vander Scoots sitting at 3-0 this week. Dropping down, it's a me Mario division rival down tied for second with Aurora's own Troy Bolton, both sitting at 2-1. Fourth place in the East, we have the Hidden Valley Ranch sitting at 1-2, and of course in fifth place, no surprise here, we have Team This Is George sitting at 0-3. Over in the West, we have my team, Leave Britney Alone, sitting in first place at 3-0. And then we actually have a very interesting development over in the West right now. A four-way tie for second place. All four teams are currently sitting at 1-2. So obviously the East is a much stronger division this year, but a lot of teams getting just handing out losses here. It's no surprise. Anyways, moving on, we're going to move over to Tommy here with... Tommy, what is the name of your segment officially here?
Yeah, so this will be Making Moves with Tommy. Thank you, Beagle.
Thank you. After you, Tom.
All right, so this week, what we're going to be talking about is an interesting trade development that happened last week. So this trade was between myself, the Vander Scoots, and Aurora's own Troy Bolton. So what happened here is we swapped a guard for a forward. Aurora's own Troy Bolton was sitting at all but three players on their entire roster were guards. So they were just flush with guards and could use an extra forward to kind of keep that lineup moving. And so we're willing to give up Jordan Canada, who's had some impressive numbers lately, for Alicia Clark. Now, Alicia actually was picked up, and really what was the driving force behind this trade it was due to her having the exact same name as the team owner of Aurora's own Troy Bolton. When asked about comments, that was absolutely a major factor in making this swing here. So it should be interesting. We both have been pretty solid as of late. It does look like they're on a bit of a small downward slope for Alicia Clark here, but Canada has been picking it up. So hoping that I do come out on top with that one. But it should be overall a very good trade for both teams. Back to you, Eagle.
Thank you, Tom. And next up, we're going to move on over to Mike with our predictions. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, so the rankings this week, Tommy is at 11-4. Brian's at 9-6. I'm at 9-1, and Matt is at 3-2. So for the first game, we're predicting it's going to be Leave Britney Alone versus Rickrolled. Tommy, who do you have over there?
So this one I don't think is actually going to be very close. While Juan does seem very interested, that being the owner of Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Rolled, it has appeared that he has yet to make some major impacts with his team. Because of that, I am going to have to pick Leave Britney Alone here, and the score does reflect that, currently sitting with 155 to Leave Britney Alone. Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Rolled, sitting at only 100. So easy win here for Leave Britney Alone.
All right, thank you. Brian, who do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Tom here that it's going to be Leave Britney Alone, and I think it's going to be by a lot.
Thank you. All right, so I'm also gonna have to agree. I think leave Brittany alone is gonna blow him out of the water. I don't think it's going to be a very close game.
Nice.
Matt, who do you have?
Yeah, so it was. I think it's going to be a little bit tighter of a game than some of us think, but not overly close. I do have an interesting development of today showing Team Never Gonna Give You Up Rickrolled how to set his lineup more than one day, the day of. So it could come down a little bit closer. We could see some action coming out of Rickrolled. Never Gonna Give You Up Rickrolled, but numbers just do not lie, and Team Leave Brittany Alone will come out on top in this matchup.
Wait, you can do that? You can like set your lineup
for the week?
Yeah, as it turns out, you can actually set your lineup not just one day in advance, but actually, if you wanted to, you could set it for the entire rest of the season.
Yes.
Back to you, Beagle.
Yes, this is true. So that's due to that reason I have shown that to Rickrolled. I think it will get a little bit closer, but not much.
All right, so everybody has leave Brittany alone in that one.
In fact, you know what? Just to interrupt you quick, but Beagle, would you be able to give us a quick demonstration of how to set tomorrow's lineup?
Yes, so I'll go, if you watch the screen here, I'll go to my team, and as you can see, it is a somewhat similar look to it that the application on the mobile app does have. But if you look right up here, you can see set lineup with the dates. So you can actually either scroll through here or click on this calendar here and go day by day, and can make moves to move, say, my guard here. I could move her to the bench. Obviously, I won't want to be doing that because I do not need an empty slot up here, but that is a possibility. And if you wanted to, as Tommy said before, you can set your lineup for the remainder of the season. Looking forward, I could set my lineup for August 31st. So it's definitely something you're going to want to take advantage of while you can. Yeah, thank you. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Beagle.
Matchup is going to be Why Is This a League versus Hidden Valley Ranch. Tommy, who do you have here?
I am very tempted here to go with Why Is This a League? Just due to the way that he's been completely decimating his team. A trend that I've noticed that Leave Brittany Alone has taken recently is just pick up whoever Why Is This a League has dropped, as they will be pure gold on your team in the next coming weeks here. So that was very tempting to go that way, but I am going to have to go with Hidden Valley Ranch on this one.
Brian, who do you got here?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be a Hidden Valley Ranch out of no bias, except for that it's my team, and I'm gonna vote for myself.
Thank you. All right, I might have to agree with both of them. I think it's gonna be Hidden Valley Ranch. I think it's gonna be a close match, but I think Hidden Valley Ranch is gonna take it in the end. Matt, who do you got?
Take it in the what now?
In the end.
Oh, that's
in the where?
My apologies.
The end.
That's exciting.
Once again, like everyone said before me, my fellow broadcasters here have said before me, the self-implosion of Team Why Is This a League will continue on through this week, and Hidden Valley Ranch will come back to 500 here this week.
Moving, we got the Vander Scoots versus This Is George. Tommy, it's your team. Who do you got?
So on paper here, it looks like I should completely run away with this, just due to George's complete lack of knowing how to play fantasy sports, and that will definitely be the case this week. However, if George does show up tonight, and I'm able to explain to him how to set his lineup, there is a fighting chance that we can see some IR moves. There's also a fighting chance that we could see some increase in points, but that chance is somewhere between slim and none. So we will see, but I'm thinking this is an easy win. I could really just not pay attention for the rest of the week and just walk to an easy victory here.
Okay. Brian, who do you have here?
Yeah, so well, I'll have to say that like when Beagle originally came out and asked me what my predictions were for the week, especially for this one, it really had me thinking. I didn't respond right away because I went to bed that night and I slept on it, right? And I was just really thinking about the This Is George versus the Vanderscoots matchup, and there's just so many factors here to think about. And ultimately, I think that it's going to be a blowout. And the Vanderscoots are going to take it. And it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be no effort at all, like Tommy was just saying. And I think I'm going to completely forget about it until next week.
All right. I'm gonna have to agree with Tommy and Brian there. I think it's gonna be a blowout. I don't think it's gonna be close at all. I'm gonna have to give it to Hidden Valley Ranch. George
Wait,
doesn't
what?
set his. What?
I'm not even in
What?
that matchup.
Or the
Hidden
Vandals.
Valley Ranch.
I'm
Write
sorry.
that down.
Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Breaking news.
What?
Hidden Valley Ranch is beating
I'm taking it all.
Scoots versus This
I'm
Is
sorry.
George this week. Put it
The
in the books
Vanderscoots.
now.
I
I'm coming up.
apologize. The
Plus
Vanderscoots.
500.
No, don't. You can't
Hidden
change your
Valley
answer
Ranch.
now.
I
You
can't.
cannot change your
500.
answer now.
Plus
I beat-
500 odds.
Woo!
He will beat
Let's
the
go.
odds and beat This Is George and the Vanderscoots in the same week.
This is
Let's
good.
go. Let's
All right,
go.
hold on. He's
Woo!
not in the matchup, so I have to go with the Vanderscoots. I
No,
apologize.
it's
I
okay.
said the wrong
We have
thing.
picked
It's
George
okay.
several
Moving
times
on.
when he was not in the matchup.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you got?
Moving on, just like everyone except for Mike before me,
Oh,
this
come
is
on
a
now.
no-brainer. Vanderscoots are winning this matchup, hands down. I mean, George is just a walk in the park against George. There's no decision there.
I'm gonna have to interrupt you real quick,
there's
Matt.
no fight there. It will be.
On here, it says you got the Vanderbilt Scoots.
The Vandersloot Scoots.
It says Vanderbilt Scoots on the paper.
I'm gonna
here.
have to go with Beagle on this one. I think you're trying to gaslight him, and
Yeah, this
I think
sounds
that's
like
okay.
gaslighting.
Yes, this
Yeah,
feels
I
like you
I
are
just found out what
offended.
gaslighting means in the dictionary, and it's not good. It doesn't look good for you.
Oh no,
Here you go.
no, gaslighting's not real.
Here you go. I can't.
Oh,
I
really?
can't type in your chat.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh.
don't know what you're crazy.
Oh.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my-
Well, come
Maybe I
on,
am crazy.
Matt, change your mind.
Gaslighting's not real.
I didn't mean to say it in Valley Ranch. Come on,
It's
Matt.
been said.
No,
it's been
no.
It's okay,
Change
Mike.
my
It's okay.
answer
When I
now.
win, when I
Nope,
win, it's
not
gonna be
moving on.
crazy.
Change my answer.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take over here for Mike since he's
No,
struggling so
no,
badly.
come on. Change my answer.
It's too late. Moving
No,
on.
do not, Matt. Stop it. Oh my gosh. All
I'm
right.
just gonna go ahead and mute Mike here. So moving on, we have Aurora's own Troy Bolton versus It's a Me Mario.
I can talk still because I can unmute myself. Okay, next up, it's get out of here. No, get out of here.
I can mute him too.
Alright, sorry, we're messing around a lot here.
All right, next up is the Aurora's own Troy Bolton versus the Mario. Tommy, who do you got?
Tommy, who do
What?
you Guys,
What I?
Tommy, who do you
What?
have against Aurora's own Troy Bolton versus It's a Me
Oh
Mario?
yeah, Alicia's gonna win that.
Brian, who do you got there?
Yeah, I think I think it's gonna be a really Aurora Zone is gonna win that one. Yeah.
All right. I think it's gonna be a close matchup, but I think it's gonna have to come. It's gonna come down to the wire. But I gotta give it to It's a Me Mario on that one. Matt, who you got?
That's
Interesting.
wrong.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong.
Well,
Once again, based purely at a statistical standpoint, Aurora's own Troy Bolton really has been putting up significantly better numbers. I am a little iffy on that trade that she made recently today, that Tommy might talk about next week here.
Definitely.
Yeah, so a little iffy on the trade, but I think ultimately she'll still have the numbers, and I think the lack of movement made, seeing as It's a Me Mario does have an out player currently in his lineup, while 2 players are on the bench playing right now. I think ultimately it will come down to Aurora's own Troy Bolton.
okay. Moving on.
Like,
Yeah,
are you eating through the stream?
Yes, sorry.
I mean, Tommy's been eating
Team.
Doritos, but
How could you do such a thing?
sponsored by Doritos. When you're
Sponsored by
here, your
Doritos.
family, Doritos.
Team I Miss Mayberry, sorry, versus Team No Balls. Tommy, who you got here?
Well, you see, I Miss Mayberry. I forget the rest of the lyrics to that song. I was going to do a bit there, but just completely blanked on the song lyrics. Anyway,
Okay,
so
try again next week.
Yeah, we'll try again next week.
Yeah,
So,
that's okay.
what we have going on here is Michael playing way over his head in basket no balls, and then we have a team I Miss Mayberry who sitting at 1-2 is realistically going to make the playoffs. I'm making that prediction right now. And that all comes from just making the right moves, picking up solid trades. As long as he continues to set his lineup and pay attention, not only is he going to make the playoffs, he's going to make the second round of the playoffs at a minimum. And so this is going to be easily Team I Miss Mayberry.
Who you got?
What?
Who?
Who?
Yes, that is correct. Who do you have?
Me?
Yes.
Whose prediction?
Okay, because you just said like, who you got? like you came running at me. I got a little scared. I might have to change the pants.
Okay.
But
Who you got?
okay.
I Miss Mayberry or No Balls? There.
Yeah. So when I first made the prediction, I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be a close call. I normally I would say Team I Miss Mayberry, but something told me to go with Basket No Balls. And I don't know if you guys saw, but in this recent development, Brittany Griner, who is Team I Miss Mayberry, is one of their top performers, has just suffered a hip injury.
Ooh.
And is questionable going forward, and we'll see.
I never
like,
thought
how
she
that...
was all that hip, so I think she'll be okay.
Oh, funny, because hip injury and just calling, yeah, funny.
You know, I have a feeling that
That could be seriously debilitating.
Yeah,
I have a feeling she'll have
don't make jokes about that.
I have a feeling she'll have the answers onto how to play through the pain there.
Nice.
I think they'll be up in smoke.
Oh. But I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be Basket No Balls that's gonna take the win here. I think it's gonna be a close matchup, but I think as the week continues on, we're gonna see Basket No Balls put up a few more points, and yeah.
I'm up. I mean, I gotta pick myself. I think I can make a bit of a comeback since I'm down right now, but I think I'm gonna pull this one off. Matt, who you got?
You know, I don't mean to sound like I'm repeating myself, but statistics most of the time don't lie. Team I Miss Mayberry up to this point currently has 1,567 points for him, while Basket No Balls has only 1,460. So that 100-point margin, especially with the new addition in this most recent trade, is going to have the effect ultimately of a win for Team I Miss Mayberry. So
Over to you, Beagle.
thank you. So like I said before, it does not look like we're going to have enough time for call-ins today. So sorry for anyone who was looking forward to doing a call-in, but we will be back hopefully on our more normal schedule around 7:30 on Monday for our week 5 recap here. Any closing remarks from my fellow panels here?
Hopefully, it's going to be a great week this week.
Happy Father's Day. I hope you enjoyed your Flag Day. Thanks again for putting this all together here, Beagle. It's been another stellar broadcast.
Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Well, with that, thanks everybody who tuned in this week. Like I said, next week we'll be back and available for call-ins. If anyone doesn't have that number, I have been in talks with a couple people who were interested in calling in that were not before. So hopefully we'll be able to get you guys in here in the studio. We love to hear from the fans and fellow owners of the league. And with that, happy Father's Day. Best of luck to everybody, and have a good night.